Hotpot is more than just a meal, it's a social experience where everyone gathers around the table to cook, eat, and share stories. If it's your first time, it can feel a little intimidating, but don't worry. Today, I'll show you how to enjoy Hotpot like a pro, from ordering to cooking, and even a few etiquette tips to make your experience stress-free. Now, let's get started. Hotpot restaurants vary widely in style, and understanding the options is key to tailoring your experience. If you're looking for variety, an all-you-can-eat spot might be your best bet. They let you try everything: meat, seafood, vegetables, you name it, and they're great for baked ribs. But keep in mind, you might sacrifice a bit of quality for quantity. If you're someone who wants the very best, think thinly sliced Wagyu beef or fresh caught seafood, then an a la carte Hotpot spot is for you. The focus here is on premium ingredients and every bite feels intentional. And then there are the specialty Hotpot restaurants. Sichuan style Hotpot is all about intense, spicy, numbing flavors, while Taiwanese Hotpots lean towards herbal broths that feel more medicinal and earthy. Japanese shabu shabu, it's subtle, delicate, and all about savoring the natural flavor of the ingredients. If this is your first time, I recommend starting with all you can eat. You can experiment, get adventurous, and not worry too much about the cost. But if you're here for quality or you already know what you love, go for an a la carte or specialty experience. Trust me, it's worth it. Okay, the first decision, the broth. Spicy mala is bold and numbing, while mild broths like chicken or tomato are lighter. If you're in a group, a yin-yang or yin-yang in Chinese pot lets you enjoy the best of both worlds. If you like bold, fiery flavors, go for the mala broth. It's spicy, numbing, and packed with Sichuan peppercorns. It's not for the faint of heart though, but it's an adventure in every bite. There's also the herbal broth, which is light, clean, and perfect for bringing out the natural flavors of vegetables or seafoods and meats. And if you're going heavy on seafood, you might want to choose a seafood broth, which is rich and savory and full of umami. For something more mild and universally loved, the tomato broth is a great choice. It is sweet, tangy, and pairs well with just about anything. Pro tip: ask the staff about custom spice levels or cooling ingredients, like adding goji berries to herbal broths. The sauce station is where the real fun begins. Start with a base like soy sauce or sesame paste and add ingredients like garlic, chili oil, or green onions for flavor. Take your time at the sauce station. Experiment. Each combination can completely change how your ingredients taste. Experiment until you find your perfect blend. And if you're unsure, most restaurants have a house special you can copy. Now comes the fun part, ordering your ingredients. Hotpot is all about balance. Flavors, textures, and variety all work together to make the meal. Start with your meats. Thinly sliced beef and lamb are the classics, and they cook almost instantly. Pork belly is another great option, especially if you're using a flavorful broth. For seafood, think about shrimp, scallops, and fish balls. And if you're feeling adventurous, go for fresh crab or lobster. These add a natural sweetness that complement the broth beautifully. Then there are the vegetables. Bok choy, Napa cabbage, spinach, these are staples. They cook quickly and soak up the broth, bringing a fresh light flavor to your bowl. Don't skip lotus roots or mushrooms either. They add texture and a little earthiness to balance out the richness of the meat. Tofu is another must-have. Fried tofu puffs soak up broth like a sponge, while silken tofu add a creamy, delicate texture. And of course, no hot pot is complete without carbs. Sweet potato glass noodles, hand-pulled noodles, or chewy rice cakes. They're the perfect way to finish the meal. Pro tip. Order in rounds instead of everything at once. This keeps the table manageable and prevents waste. Pro tip. If you're at an all-you-can-eat spot, save room for dessert. Many restaurants offer free treats like ice cream to cool off after a spicy meal. Cooking at a hot pot is all about timing. Thinly sliced meats like beef or lamb only needs about 10 to 15 seconds in the broth, but don't overcook them. Greens like bok choy or spinach are quick too. For heartier vegetables like taro, lotus roots, or potatoes, you want to give them a few more minutes to soften. Seafood like shrimp or scallops is done as soon as it turns opaque. Don't let it linger too long or it'll get rubbery. The last step is my favorite, noodles. By now, the broth is rich with all the flavors from the meal. Drop in your noodles of choice, let them soak, and enjoy the most flavorful bites of the night. Pro tip, use the strainers or ladles to keep track of your food. It's easy to lose ingredients in the broth, especially when the pot starts filling up. Hotpot is a communal experience, and etiquette really depends on your group. Here are some general tips. Use serving chopsticks or tongs for raw ingredients. This keeps the meal very clean and safe. Don't overcrowd the pot, and everyone deserves a cooking spot. Third, keep track of what you've added so you're not fishing for someone else's food. Hotpot etiquette is flexible, and we'll talk about this in an upcoming video. The key is communication. Set the rules as a group and enjoy. And one final note, if you're dining with family or close friends, it's generally totally fine to use your personal chopsticks to grab ingredients from the pot. But if you're in a larger or more formal group, use the communal utensils. It's all about respecting the group dynamic. Here's an insider tip. If you're dining with someone who can't handle spice, be careful not to mix the two sides of the broth when you're stirring. A few drops of mala in the mild side can sneak up on someone fast. Hotpot dining is all about sharing good food and great company. Whether it's your first time or you're a seasoned pro, the key is to relax, communicate, and enjoy the experience. Hit that like button and subscribe for more foodie adventures. And let me know your favorite Hotpot ingredient in the comments below. See you next time.